Blair was, finally, forced to set a timetable for departure.
As for my timing and date of departure, I would have preferred to do this in my own way, but as has been pretty obvious from what many of my cabinet colleagues have said earlier in the week. The next party conference in a couple of weeks will be my last party conference as party leader.
Huge debate that there was.
We were filming Tony Blair in the weeks before he left 10 Downing Street. It seemed that Blair had, right at the end, reconnected with the time when he had seemed more a healer, less a bringer of division. Blair's attentions turned full circle to Northern Ireland, where he had played such an important role almost 10 years before. Blair wanted to secure agreement for Unionists and Nationalists to share power, and it seemed he had not lost his knack for persuasion and charm.
You haven't made your application to the House of Lords yet, you guys? No.
That's a bridge too far.
Before he left, Blair did help secure a deal on power sharing.
Just don't knock over Dr. Paisley, because that would be right at this stage a bad move. It's amazing to see the people in Northern Ireland get on so well. It's just an incredible thing. Well, it shows it can be done. The only thing is it did require some people with quite unusual leadership skills on either side to get it done.
It's been an honour to serve, a privilege to work in this building. Thank you very much indeed.
On the 27th of June 2007, Blair left Downing Street to the cries of protesters still outraged at the Iraq War. The next day, he was at his home in Sedgefield. His thoughts were on his new role as Middle East peace envoy. Instead of confrontation, he would be required once again to listen and persuade.
You're being very diplomatic in your approaches with people, that you're seeing the people you need to see, you're smoothing some of the ruffled feathers, because it's always, people have got different perspectives and different points of view, and they've got to be all looked after and gruntled, and so do a bit of that.
If he were to succeed in his new role and bring Israelis and Palestinians together, Blair might once again be seen as a healer.
It could be catastrophic if people then give up hope on the Palestinian side, and I feel a tremendous sense of urgency and mission, actually, about it.
But today, Blair's personal legacy is still contested. The man who won Labour 3 historic terms in power, who tried to modernise Britain, and who played an important role in bringing peace to Northern Ireland, was also a prime mover in a divisive and bloody conflict.
Who was this man, Blair? What did he try to do? What did he try to achieve? Like all of us, he probably didn't achieve everything he wanted, but he's done more than most.
No one is going to look back in future decades and say this was one of the moments when aspects of British society were transformed. He sat on top of things rather than actively change them.
I admired the fact that here's a fella who's willing to stand for what he believes. In the face of criticisms or political consequence, he was willing to say, this is what I believe, and I'm going to stand strong.
Iraq was a disastrously stupid decision which has damaged Britain's position in the world, has made us less safe, and really it has made life more difficult for British people for a long time to come.
And whatever Tony Blair did during his time at number 10 Downing Street, the increased expenditure on health and education, the efforts to tackle poverty, all of these pale into insignificance against Iraq. Iraq will be his legacy and his epitaph.
Despite the terrible events in Iraq, Tony Blair is still proud to have been Prime Minister.
For all the pain and the occasionally miserable times that you go through with it, I mean, what a thing to be able to do, and what a tremendous honour to be able to be in a position like that where you can affect people's lives, and sometimes you'll affect them for good and sometimes you won't have, and sometimes even affected them for ill. But the fact is, how many people in their lives get the chance to do something like that? I think that's something that you can reflect on and then look forward with some, well, as ever, with some optimism.
Tony Blair, thank you.
Thank you. Is that then?
To the story of Colorado's most famous singer-songwriter, John Denver. It's on late film Take Me Home next on BBC One.